All right, hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of a Man once again, and today we are doing another book review. Now today's book review is going to be over Creation Mage, the first book in the War Mage Academy series by Dante King. It's self-published, it's available on Amazon, you can get it free from Kindle Unlimited, or you can purchase it for $5. If you do, please make sure to leave a review and check out his other books if you enjoy it. Now the genres here are fantasy and harem lit. I'm not sure if I want to call this epic fantasy. Now, I don't want to call it epic fantasy because there's no setup for the main character having to save the world in this one. It's more like, hey, the dude's just gonna have fun with magic, right? I'm not really sure if I can classify this as epic fantasy, but it does have elements of it, so I guess epic fantasy would work. So the premise here is Justin, our main character, is a normal, somewhat geeky jock. He enjoys pop culture and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, and roles and plays often enough to know stuff about it. And he really loves life and he's rather optimistic, but his world gets turned upside down when a beautiful woman enters his uncle's weird occult bookshop and then gets attacked by this man that looks to be made out of rocks. And stuff happens. Turns out Justin is a mage and that he must attend magic school. And it's basically Dude Bro Harry Potter from the mouth of the author himself, which is really apt. It's very clearly what university level Harry Potter would be if your main character was a frat dude. And it's very fun. It was really enjoyable. So let's go into the evaluation now. So the plot line is good. There's basically 4 elements to the plot. It's the initial introduction to magic, which is what I explained in the premise. And then he goes to school, he gets magic tool, meets the student staff. Basically the same kind of situation as when Harry Potter goes to Diagon Alley. And then from there, settling in, figuring out who his friends are not, stuff happens. And then the first lesson, which is actually more like a mission, and yeah, it's clear and easy to follow, and it's very action packed. It also has a very good amount of comedy and lots of fun descriptions of different things, lots of pop culture references, lots of very good descriptions of beautiful women, lots of enjoyable, stupid, university level frat dude type jokes and stuff. Very cool, very enjoyable. And I really enjoyed myself reading this. It was very, very funny, and it was cool to kind of get to experience something similar to what I'm used to, because I am a university student. Although I'm not a frat dude or friends with that many frat dudes, I do know a couple, and they act the same way that this guy is written as. And it's just fun. It kind of reminded me of some of my friends that, I quite like. So it was cool. Okay, so I don't want to say too much about the specific plot points because I don't want to spoil anything. I do think that this is best if you go all in by yourself. This did release a couple weeks ago, and I think the author is already close to releasing the next one. So if you do like it, check it out. Enjoy it, and make sure to check out the second one. So the characters here are good. They're probably my best part. I really like Justin. He's a cool jock / nerd, which is a kind of weird combination, but it's what most people are now. It's like, even if you're a jock, you still like video games, and video games have a lot of D&D-esque elements because a lot of RPGs and stuff like that are, the fantasy ones are basically the same thing. And a lot of stuff is normal to kind of mix now. It's not like what movies in the 2000s and stuff would tell you. People have very diverse interests, even if they're classified as one thing or another. So Justin is a very jock nerd kind of guy. Then we have 3 female characters, Enwin, Janet, and Cecilia, who Enwin is a professor / instructor, official or something like that. Admissions officer. And then we have Janet and Cecilia, who are both students at the school, and they get into situations with Justin. They're kind of the first couple harem members, or at least Enwin and Janet are. Cecilia is on the fence still. And I like that they're all clearly different. Like, they're all hot women, but they're all different types of people. They're all different types of wizards, so they all have different powers. They all have different attitudes. Enwin is a more kind of goth, reserved, but quite humorous woman. Janet is a very easygoing, preppy kind of girl, and Cecilia is more of a kind of the same as Janet, but she also has a chip on her shoulder and kind of wants to prove that she's her own person and stuff. So it's good. Oh, the magic for the women is Enwin is a fire mage, Janet is a thunder mage or a storm mage, and Cecilia is an ice mage, right? Yeah, I think so. And the bros now. So Nigel is a halfling that has wind mage abilities. Damien is a human pyromancer or fire mage, and Rick is an earth elemental, if I remember correctly. I always get Damien and Rick mixed up. I can't really classify which one's which, but I'm pretty sure Damien is the fire guy and Rick is the earth guy. And then we have Bradley, who is this like stuck-up fire mage, and he ends up in the same dormitory frat house thing as the boys, Nigel, Damien, Rick, and Justin, and they get off on the wrong foot, but then he turns out to be kind of cool regardless. So overall, very good stuff. Sorry, not stuck. But yeah, cool story with Bradley. It was enjoyable. And Chaos Bane, who is the headmaster of the university, and he's such a kooky guy. He's so weird, but he's very fun as well. I really enjoy his kind of style. He's enjoyable. I like him a lot. So the world building, it's very good. There's 10 types of magic. There's 5 elemental magics, 5 elder magics, and it seems like the elder magics are a lot more powerful than the elemental magics. Like, each of them is technically capable of being overpowered as hell if you take it to its logical conclusion of like being super powered. But the elder magics seem to be like way stronger from the get-go, or like more interesting, more like different, diverse than the elemental magics. So it's kind of interesting. I can't remember off the top of my head all those magic systems, or all the magics, but water, earth, air, fire. I can't remember the 5th one. I think it's ice. And then those are the elemental magics. And then the other magics are chaos, death, holy, infernal, and creation. Creation is also sex magic, and it's the name of the book. So can you guess what type of mage Justin is? But hey, at least it makes sense in the world building why he's gonna have a harem. So it's really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool creatures. We get to meet some giant cockatrices, which are these like chicken dragons essentially. And we also get to meet these gemstone elementals, which are kind of like rock trolls, who have axolotls in their country place thing, or like their village or whatever, which is cool. As a native Mexican, I think it's cool when people talk about animals that are specific to my country. Axolotls are literally only from Mexico City, so it's really cool. I went to Xochimilco, which is the lake where axolotls are most found, and I got to go there once and go to a cool little like conservatory thing that they have for axolotls because they're an endangered species. So it was interesting. And yeah, I was really happy that they got mentioned. It was interesting. It was cool. I really liked it. I think the author is Australian, so I don't know how he came about liking axolotls, but it was interesting that he mentioned them. It was fun. But yeah, there's a lot of different types of stuff here that are really interesting, that I really like. There's different schools. There's different competitions, kind of like the Triwizard Tournament, but it's more like international Olympics, more or less. And there's different games that you had to play, and there's different schools, and each school works differently. the school that they go to is Mazirian, I think, and it's the War Mage Academy, where everyone is taught magic is essential. You have to use it for everything, and you have to be the most powerful that you can, which is cool. But yeah, lots of different stuff. There's also some politics kind of between families. One group of families doesn't like the other group of families. Families hoard magic as much as they can. Different types of stuff like that. It's really interesting. It's really cool. I wouldn't say it's the most important part, but in a magic heavy series, you do need to know where your magic comes from and where it works and stuff. So it's really cool. Oh, and there's some secrets with Justin that you get to learn throughout the series or throughout the book, which are cool, and they end up being very meaningful and important to both Justin as a character and to the story overall. So good stuff. But yeah, the fan service here, it's very good. It's very high quality smut, but it's a little bit confusing. Well, there's two scenes, and the second scene is not confusing at all. It's very clear. It's very good. But the first one, it's a little confusing. I'm not really sure. There was one thing, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, how would that look? Why would they do that? But I mean, I understand what the author was going for, and I appreciate what he was going for, but maybe it's just me that I just can't imagine sometimes. Like sometimes, even if it's not like smut, if it's just like how they're moving their arm to fight or whatever, I can't quite imagine it. And it happened with this smutty scene with Enwin at the beginning, but it was fine. It was overall, it was really good. But yeah, so there's no art, which sucks because the cover is really good. I would have liked to see a few more images for that. I got a sneak peek at cover 2, and man, it's gonna be very good. Yeah, so yeah, overall it's very enjoyable. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a few things I noticed, but nothing was meaningful enough for me to complain about, so I'm just not going to, because it's not necessary. It was like grammatical things, but yeah. So what else? Yeah, I recommend it. I can't think of a similar title. Personally, I think there's a few different stories that focus on adult style education with magic, like adult style magic schools, like Lev Grossman's Magicians and stuff. But I have not read those, so I would not know if it's anything similar to this. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you do enjoy, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought. Check out the author, check out his Facebook group, his Amazon, his Goodreads. Leave him a review on as many platforms as you can. And pick up more of his books. He's a really cool guy, and he writes really interesting stuff. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.